You don't realize you're in a toxic relationship until you're deep in it. It's like being in a room where someone slowly turns the dimmer down. You don't notice the darkness creeping in until you can barely see. When I met Sophia, she was all fire and charm. She had this energy that pulled people in, and I wasn't immune. We met at a friend's barbecue on a sweltering July afternoon. She wore this bright yellow sundress that made her look like she carried summer with her, and when she laughed, man, you couldn't help but join in. In those first few weeks, everything felt exciting. She texted me constantly, little good morning messages, photos of her lunch, random thinking of you notes. At the time, I thought it meant she was really into me. I didn't see it for what it actually was, control disguised as affection. The first red flag showed up just a month in. I'd gone to a coworker's birthday dinner, a group of us, guys and girls. I sent Sophia a picture of the dessert we ordered. 10 minutes later, she was blowing up my phone, asking why a woman's voice was in the background of my Instagram story. I laughed it off, told her it was just my coworker, Jenna. Her reply? I don't like this. If you're with me, you shouldn't be around other women like that. It sounds insane now, but back then, I thought she was just passionate or protective. The pattern only deepened. If I didn't answer a text within 5 minutes, I'd get, "Where are you? Who are you with? Don't ignore me." One time, I bought breakfast for a female coworker because she forgot her wallet. It was literally a $5 breakfast burrito. Sophia found out, and she broke up with me, said she couldn't be with someone who disrespected her like that. We got back together 2 days later. That's how it always went. Fight, break up, make up. Over and over. The thing is, I've been through worse. I've been to war. I've seen chaos up close. A few relationship storms. I thought I could handle it. But what I didn't realize then was that Sophia wasn't just insecure, she was laying the groundwork to flip every argument back on me, no matter what. And by the time the real betrayal came, she'd perfected that skill like an art form. It was a Thursday. The kind of cold, quiet morning where the world still feels half asleep. I'd been up since 4:30 a.m., drinking black coffee in the dark kitchen, scrolling through my workout plan for the day. Going to the gym early had become my routine. It gave me a sense of control before the chaos of work hit. The streets were empty as I drove, my headlights cutting through the mist. I was halfway down the off-ramp when something caught my eye. An SUV, just ahead of me, taking the exit toward the shopping plaza. Same make. Same model. Same dull silver paint. And then I saw it, the dent. Driver's side, just behind the front wheel. The dent I knew like the back of my hand, because Sophia had begged me not to make a big deal about it after she hit that parking post. For a second, I told myself it couldn't be hers. It was 5 a.m. She should have been home, asleep, especially with her son's nurse gone for the week. But curiosity, or maybe instinct, made me follow. The SUV turned into the McDonald's drive-thru. I slowed, circling into the lot. My pulse was hammering so hard I could feel it in my throat. As the car rolled past the order window, the light hit the windshield just right. It was Sophia's SUV. And she wasn't driving. The man behind the wheel had short dark hair, wearing a hoodie. She was in the passenger seat, her hair pulled back, head slightly turned toward him. They were talking. Smiling. I made another loop around the lot, this time slower. They both saw me. I watched the shock spread across their faces, his eyes widening, her mouth slightly open like she'd been caught mid-laugh. And then, the move that still burns me to this day, she ducked. Like a kid hiding from a teacher after skipping class. Like maybe if she made herself small enough, I'd forget what I just saw. I grabbed my phone and called her. The man answered. No hello, no words, just breathing. And then the click of the call ending. That's when they bolted. Tires squealing, headlights flashing as they shot out of the parking lot and toward the freeway. I tried to catch up, but by the time I hit the frontage road, they were gone. My mind was racing. Her SUV was gone from her house, but when I drove past, there it was, the black Jeep belonging to her son's nurse, parked right in front. I sat there for a moment, engine running, staring at that Jeep. I could have waited her out. Could have confronted her right there. But I didn't want to be that guy, the one hiding in the shadows like some cliché movie stalker. So I drove to the gym instead. But the truth? Every rep, every set, my head wasn't on the workout. It was on her. On them. By the time she texted me, 30 minutes later, my hands were still shaking. Her text came in like nothing had happened. Hey babe, what's up? No panic. No guilt. No mention of the fact I'd just seen her in another man's car at 5 a.m. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over the keyboard. Finally, I typed, I saw you. I know you weren't home. Her reply came almost instantly. What are you talking about? I've been home all morning. I could almost hear her voice, that practiced, innocent tone she used when she wanted to make me feel crazy. I didn't let up. You were in your SUV with a guy at McDonald's. Don't lie to me. She fired back her first excuse. No. That was my friend and her husband. They borrowed my car. I almost laughed out loud. Right. And you just happened to lend them a car with expired tags, when their own perfectly fine car is sitting in their driveway? There was a pause this time. No reply for a full minute. Then another excuse. I couldn't use my car anyway because of the tags. I'm home, watching my friend's kids because she doesn't have a nurse for her son. That one set me off. Then why is the nurse's Jeep parked outside your house right now? Silence. When she finally responded, the denial shifted into holy territory. God knows I wasn't there. I swear you're wrong about this. If there's one thing about Sophia, it's that she could be caught holding the bloody knife over a body and still insist she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. When the God knows card didn't work, she switched tactics. The gaslighting started in full force. You must have been drinking. I'm a teetotaler. I reminded her of that. Then it's your pills. They're making you paranoid. I don't take medication. You're just stressed because you fought with that guy at work last night. I'd been home all night. Then the low blow. The war messed up your head. That one stung. She knew I'd served overseas. She knew I'd worked hard to manage the scars that came with that. When that didn't stick, she tried to play the language barrier card. I can't express myself right. Spanish is my first language. I'm fluent in Spanish. She knew that too. One by one, her lies collapsed under their own weight. And when there was nothing left to spin, she dropped the mask entirely. Well, maybe if you hadn't let your daughter's mom call you while we were together, I wouldn't have looked elsewhere. There it was, the pivot. It wasn't about her being caught, it was about how I drove her to it. That was the moment I knew she'd never take responsibility. Not once. After that last jab, blaming me for her choices, something in me went quiet. Not angry quiet. Not even hurt quiet. Just done. She blocked me not long after. Maybe she thought that would give her the last word. But she forgot one very important thing. Most of her life ran on things tied to my accounts. First, the phone line. One click, and her number went dark. Then her gym membership. Gone. The eyebrow appointment she'd been bragging about all week? Payment cancelled. It wasn't petty, it was principle. I wasn't going to keep financing the lifestyle of someone who'd been lying to my face. But the real moment came a few days later. Her best friend, who never really liked me but loved drama, sent me a text. You'll love this. Sophia's at Papado with some guy and her kids, ordering like she's a queen. The some guy was jobless. I'd found that out when I ran into someone who knew him. Sophia had no money of her own. And the card she was planning to use? The credit card I'd opened in her name, but with my email, my phone number, and my account controls. I logged in. I locked it. 30 minutes later, I got the follow-up from her friend. She's losing it. Bill's $250 and her card just got declined. The guy's broke, she's broke, kids are crying, and the waiter's standing there with the check. I pictured it, her forced smile melting, voice turning sharp as she realized there was no magic fix this time. No sweet-talking her way out. That was the first time in 4 years I felt free. Not because I got her back. Not because of the money. But because I finally understood something I should have known all along. Walking away wasn't weakness. It was the strongest thing I could do. Sophia never apologized. I didn't expect her to. People like her don't change. They just find new people to blame. But me? I took my freedom and ran with it. And if anyone asks me now how I knew it was over, I tell them, it wasn't the morning I caught her cheating. It was the moment I realized I didn't care what she said anymore.